The enemies of Donald Trump feel the smell of blood in the water. Once, the president's mysterious sense of weakness in others helped him destroy the deepest Republican primary field in history. Now, the sudden presidential race of 2020 and the power play of the Capitol by the Democrats suggest that Trump is beginning to assume the appearance of opponents ready to attack his approval rating below 40%. Senator Kamala Harris, a Democratic presidential candidate, focused directly on Trump's character on the second day of his campaign, during a CNN City Hall event in Iowa on Monday. It is very important that anyone who presents himself as a leader and wants to be a leader speaks like a leader, Harris said, without mentioning the president's name, but leaving no doubt about his goal. That means talking with integrity, it means talking about the truth. It means speaking in a way that expresses and indicates some level of interest and concern for other people besides oneself, and thus see a great contrast there. Washington is a place where the slightest hint of vulnerability never goes unnoticed. This, combined with the clearest signs that the investigation in Russia is coming to an end, including reverberations of the accusation of Trump's political guru, Roger Stone, is the deepening of the impressions of a besieged White House. Trump was shown in 2016 as a formidable militant and found a path to the White House that many observers considered impossible. But as the 2020 race accelerates, it's in a tenuous position that means the Democratic nomination is an especially attractive prize. A recent Washington Post ABC News poll showed that 56% of registered voters say they will definitely not vote for Trump next year. Although these numbers may change, they are clearly a problem for the president, despite having won the last time with only 46% of the popular votes. It should not be like that for Trump, not this Tuesday anyway. He should be mounted on the national stage in his State of the Union address, the best opportunity for a president each year to use the splendor of his position and a huge TV audience to make his case. But Trump was informed during last week's paralysis by the mayor, Nancy Pelosi, in a flagrant demonstration of Washington's new power dynamic, not to appear. He will make his big speech next week, but the paralysis of the president on Friday means he will not be so feared when he finally reaches the Chamber of Deputies. Political vulnerability is a new feeling for the president. From the beginning of his presidential campaign, he was one of the main candidates, forcing his rivals to react to his antics and unpredictable changes that broke the conventional policy book. Although his presidency has gone from crisis to crisis and has not won the support of the majority in the country, Trump always dictated the events, with unexpected movements like his meeting with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un or with tweets that placed the nation and the world on the edge. But as a result of the paralysis and a defeat in midterm elections, Trump is under scrutiny to see if he manages to stage the kind of political return that is crucial for every successful president. Although it is too early to rule out Trump's political acumen, he has work to do. In the end, he risked his position with his conservative base, ending the paralysis without forcing Pelosi to finance the border wall. And he cemented the Democrats behind their leader after delivering his victory. This left him needing to regain control of the political agenda of rivals who are becoming increasingly successful in engaging him. It will be a test of political ability from which your presidency may depend. Attorney George Conway, husband of White House counselor Kellyanne Conway, criticized President Trump on Twitter. His stupidity knows no limits, George Conway, a frequent critic of the president, tweeted Tuesday. His post came after Trump criticized Cliff Sims, a former White House aide and author of the newly released book Tell All, Viper Team, My 500 Extraordinary Days in Trump's White House. A low-level employee I barely knew called Cliff Sims wrote more of a boring book based on invented stories and fiction, Trump tweeted. He pretended to be an insider when in fact he was nothing more than a money seller. He signed a non-disclosure agreement. He is a mess. According to the Politico, sources familiar with the matter say that the president has been highly criticized about the book since he learned of its release and was advised not to attack the Sims.